What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Lo or Taisha, whatever you want to call me. I'm gonna answer to it, okay? And today in this video, I'm gonna be telling y'all the essentials to starting your own online business. Everybody and their mama starting their own business, so I'm about to put y'all on game on how to do it the right way and how to get that money in a shorter amount of time. If I'm gonna be honest, some of these things I didn't do, which caused me to have to write these down because I learned it the hard way. So avoid from my mistakes and do some of these because
I learned the hard way.
I have the tips right here on my tablet. So if you see me looking down or anything, I am looking at my tablet. We're gonna get into the video. Like this video and subscribe for more. I do entrepreneur life videos. I do hair, lifestyle, makeup. I just did a makeup video on how I did this Valentine's Day look using my luxury eyeshadow palette. Ooh, palette in one hand. Okay, my luxury eyeshadow palette. Y'all could go recreate this look. Tag me on my Instagram so I can repost y'all on my business Instagram right here. Okay, we are secured, so now I am going in with the first tip. Before even starting your business, I would say this is something that you would definitely have to pray on. And I mean, if you're religious, pray for your business, pray for it to thrive and flourish and succeed, basically. And just by you praying for your business, my mom prayed for my business, and this is, you can really find out if this is you for your calling, to find out if this is something that you really want to do, if this is something that God basically have planned for your life. So pray on it. You will get answers just by praying on it, seeing if this is really what you're meant to be doing or not. Because if I'm gonna be honest, sometimes it's not meant for everyone to have a business. It is a lot of responsibilities. It is so much it comes with. Like, it's not easy at all. I will be lying to you if I said it was, because it is not. Just pray on it and see what God has to say for you. He'll let you know if this is what you really should be doing or not. Next, after you done prayed on it and it's something that you are meant to be doing, I would say find your niche. When finding your niche means find people that you can attract. Find the people that is meant for what you're selling. If I'm selling makeup, my niche won't be somebody who's interested in cooking or for a chef, you know, because they're most likely looking for bakery pans, frosting, cake mixes, pots, whatever they look for, the little whisk. They might be interested in a golden whisk. I don't sell that. I sell makeup. I sell boutique. I am a boutique/cosmetic outlet. Find people who you can relate to. Find somebody who you know would be interested in what you're selling. Like for my eyeshadow palettes, I made sure to I found my niche for my eyeshadow palettes. I was looking for girls between 17 or 16 to however old, 30, whatever you want to be, to rock my eyeshadow palette, you know? Because a lot of girls love makeup. A lot of girls are looking to express their beauty in different ways, and my eyeshadow palette is perfect for that. So I found my niche, and I made sure to attract the people that I want to buy the product. When doing your business, you have to realize that this is something you will be dedicating almost your entire life to. You have to make sure that this is something you want to do because it's that important. Your entire life, I would say, basically your entire life is going to be on this business, you know? So you can't give up when it gets hard. You have to really be dedicated. It has to be something that you really want to do and not just in the spare of the moment. Oh, I wanna sell makeup. I want to sell makeup just cause. You can't do it like that. Just cause you want to just because you want a little bit of extra bread, just because you want to sell things just to fit in with society, because how all of a sudden everyone wants businesses. You can't just do it because everyone else wants to. It got to be something that you really want to do. When you have a business, you have to understand that consistency is key. You have to be consistent. And I see a lot of people talking about they want to start 2 businesses. I personally have 2 businesses because I've been doing cosmetics for quite some time. I am a graphic designer and I am a cosmetic/boutique outlet. So I can manage 2 businesses. But if you're getting started, try not to jump into a whole nother business, because it is honestly very hard. You will end up putting one business to the side, and that one's going to start to slowly decay. Like, that business is just going to drop. So just start off with one. Make sure you perfect, nothing's perfect, but try to perfect that one business. And then once you got it, it's consistent. Once you've been consistent with it, you got consistent followers, you got consistent payment, like people, you got consistent buyers, then you could probably move on to another business. But just as of right now, try to stay on one business and one business only until a couple years, if you can even manage it. If you don't want two businesses, that's fine. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, from what I heard, a lot of people saying they want two businesses and they don't even have one yet. It's not easy. Let me just say, don't start a business for just the money. When you start a business for just the money, let me just tell you, you're not going to end up making no type of money, period. Because you're not really taking the time to choose your products. You're not putting love into your work. And when you're not putting love into your work, people can see that. People can see that you're not really here for them. You just here for money. And people don't like that. People be like, why would I just give her my money just because she want to sell something? And one, your products don't even look that good, because you're not putting, even if your products don't look good, as long as you show you putting in a love for your work, you supporting your own palette, you supporting your own products, always talking about it, people will get that love, and then that's when they'll start to love your product for it. And not just because, sometimes they would just buy it to support you just because they love how you are. They might not even wear makeup, but they might just, that's what people do for me all the time. Some people don't even wear makeup, but they just buy my palette to support. And that just goes to show, because I don't look for it for only the money. I started my business because this is something I personally wanted to do in my free time. I realized I had a lot of free time on my hands. This is something I was honestly interested in, because if I would have never had my eyeshadow palette, I would have never really been into makeup. Except the only thing I would really wear was eyeshadow. No, not even. I would wear like an e.l.f. eyeshadow, like a highlighter, and wear it as an eyeshadow. I don't know. I would just wear random anything and eyeliner. That's it. Eyeliner and maybe mascara. That's it. But the fact that I decided to step out my comfort zone and I wanted to sell eyeshadow palettes, because I realized how expensive eyeshadow palettes actually are. So I was like, why not sell my own? I decided to sell my own. God is blessing me. Thank you guys, all of you guys who's making purchases. I don't only sell eyeshadow palettes, I sell a lot of things. Hair growth serums. Y'all see my hair's been getting thicker lately. The curls are coming in. It's all honestly because of the hair growth serum. I have to give it to that. So don't only be in it for the money, because I'm telling you, that will not get you far at all. People would sense that. People would sense your greed, and that just would draw them away. Next, I would say figuring out your name. When you're figuring out the name of your business, this can be kind of tricky, because you have to remember, it's not okay to keep constantly changing. It's okay to change your name if you want to change your name at least 1 to 2 times. I would say 3 is a drag, but 1 to 2 times is alright, I guess. But you want a name that is mature. You don't want to name your business any trending words. You know what I'm saying? Like, for an example, I'm not saying for people that have this in their name, it's good for you. I'm just personally saying, I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just saying my personal thoughts on it. Like the word lit. Lit is a trending word as of right now. It's slowly dying down. A lot of people don't even really say lit like that no more, but it's slowly getting out the trend, you know? So you don't want to name your business a trending word, because when that word dies down, so will your business kind of, you know what I'm saying? It might not all the time, but I'm just saying your business will only be popping as long as the word is. So you want something unique, something that many people don't have, because first, when it's unique, it catches so much people's eyes. People would remember you more because of your name. People will remember. They might not remember your exact name, like if it's so unique, they might not remember the exact name, but if they see it, it's something that is gonna tick off in their head. But if you were to see someone with the word lit in their business, it won't really stick to you as that, because you always see the word lit. You always say it, so it's not something new to you. And again, I'm not bashing anyone with that word. I'm just giving an example of my personal thoughts. These are what people who actually had words like that in their business name tell me. They actually told me this, and they realized differences in their sales versus when the word started trending versus when the word ended trending. Next, I would say to actually start selling products, you can either make your own products. A lot of people do that for lip glosses. A lot of lip glosses businesses out here, they make their own lip glosses, or you can find a vendor. When you find a vendor, they basically make it for you. They could do custom packaging, whatever. A lot of people, let me just say this before anything, please, I find it personally disrespectful to ask me who's my vendor, because I feel like, first, when you have a business, this is stuff that you should really take the time out to try to figure out for your business, you know? Because if you ask for my vendor, you don't want the same products as me, and you shouldn't want to have the same products as me. You should want things for your own. And because you don't want to be a copycat business, because people will realize that. Take the time and actually look for a vendor yourself. Talk to different people. It really helps you branch out, and it does help you become more wiser in a way, because you start to get an understanding of what's real and what's fake, besides always having things handed to you. So it does really make you your own boss, and that's something you should really look into yourself. Start having your own vendor. Don't ask other people for their vendor, because they're not going to give it to you. It's not them being selfish. It's not them being disrespectful. It's just the fact that this is my business, and they honestly worked hard to find that vendor, you know. Next, I would say for your vendors, say you find a vendor that is fake or something that you might think is fake. Don't burn bridges with them, you know, because you don't know. You really don't know if they're really that fake, or you don't know if they might have a product that you might end up buying, that you might end up needing in the future. You don't know if they might have a product that you might end up needing in the future. Don't come off as disrespectful, because that's what your business will be labeled as, unprofessional, and that's the last thing you want for your business to be labeled as, unprofessional. And one day probably they leak your messages. You could just simply leave them on red or keep it pushing. You don't gotta curse them out. You don't gotta say, I know you fake and I'm gonna tell everybody that you're fake. I mean, it depends on the situation, but if you have no reason to be doing extra stuff, you shouldn't. Just simply say no, keep it pushing, leave them on red. Don't disrespect, because as I said, you never know if they might have a product in the future or any other situation that you might end up having to text them. You don't know. You will run into some successful vendors. It's all about trial and error, and that's how you know you're really your own boss, because you're able to differentiate the real from the fake. Another thing with starting your own business that I tell all my clients for my luxury design business, if you don't know, that's my graphic designer business. One thing I always tell them is that you have to lose money to make money. And every time I say that, people's always like, okay, well, you just trying to scam me. You just trying to scam. You don't understand. Like for a website, for an example, people, when I tell them I make websites, they expect me to charge $75. Taking a website takes 2 to 3 months. It's a long process. Trust and believe that. Because my prices ain't even that expensive. Like, I feel like if you have a problem with pricing for people that's literally helping your business, then you shouldn't have a business. But it's limits to it, because you shouldn't be paying no $5,000 just for someone to make you a website. That's a drag. Like, you just know that that's not right. That don't even sound $5,000 for a website. You just know that don't sound right. But my prices ain't even close to that. Not even close to that. To understand, when you have a business and your website is flourishing, you have business cards made nicely. I make business cards, designs, and all that, so you just hit me up. All these things I'm about to mention, I can design and print out and ship to you. All you have to do is just DM my Instagram at luxury designs. But for business cards, for flyers, logos, sticker labels, all of that, you have to realize that when all of that looks good, you're going to have a successful business, and you will make all that money you spent back in like a snap of a finger. You will make all that money back. As long as you see their work and you like their work, you will have a successful business. Your business will look good and you will make that money back easily. So don't be stressed about it saying it's too much money, because it's not, because you eventually will make that money back. Talking about business cards, everything, I do make business cards, logos, sticker labels, thank you cards, flyers, anything, e-flyers that you want to post for parties or whatever, anything. It don't only have to be business related. I make anything. Just DM me and ask me. I will let you know. I will tell you the pricings and all of that. The Instagram is right here. Here's the Instagram. Y'all could go hit that up and I will let y'all know pricings and everything if I make those. You have to remember, when you're starting your business, you will eventually need equipment. And I say eventually because in the start of your business, you could probably be going to the library or a friend's house who have a printer and all that, a computer and all that. But eventually, you will need all the equipment once your business starts to grow. So should your products. So some of the equipment you may need, this is what I'm just thinking of on the top of the dome: a computer, the machinery that you need to create whatever you want to create. Like say you want to do shirts, you need the machine, the hot press and all that, whatever. I'm not specializing in making shirts or nothing, so I don't really know. But probably a hot press, whatever. The machine, a computer, a phone, a printer. Those are the 4 main ones. And that's really all you would need that I can think of right now. Me personally, I don't have a printer yet because I want a specific printer and I don't just want to get a printer just to have to get the one I really want. Do y'all see my eye makeup? This is all with the luxury eyeshadow palette. Y'all can swipe up.
What the
Not swipe up. Y'all can go click the link in the description and get this and recreate this look. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't really have a printer yet. What I do is I just write your address on a package and I bring it to USPS, and USPS will do the sticker label and all that. But eventually I will get a printer so I can do my own labels. But as of right now, UPS does it. I guess that helps y'all save a little bit of money. But yeah, that's how I do it. Packaging for your business is super important. I would recommend you investing in some packaging, boxes, whatever you want for your business. I feel like at least some of y'all should know what you want your business to have, consist of. So whether you want poly mailers, bubble wrap, whatever boxes, you should know. Or not even know. If you don't know, then at least look into it. And you could get them from Amazon. You could get almost everything from Amazon, really. Because first impressions when people get your packages is so important. I know USPS sometimes be manhandling our packages, making it look a little bit crusty when it reach your door. But I mean, at least the packaging is cute, so they know you put some effort in it, and hopefully they understand that some of that stuff ain't your fault. It's yours. So some of the things that you could get for your business to start off: poly mailers, bubble wrap, tissue paper, organza bags. They all will be useful for the start of your business. Where am I looking at right now? I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not looking at myself. I'm literally looking at my Febreze bottle. All right, so here's things to know before actually starting your business and things to avoid. Some of these mistakes I have made, so listen up close so y'all can avoid that whole predicament. All right, first thing first is super important. I hope you guys understand this, because you will waste so much money and so much product. Do not order too much inventory. If you're an average person, your business would be very slow at the beginning. You have to gain your people's attention. You have to gain your niche. You have to do all of that. It will go to waste. It will expire eventually, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to give people expired stuff. None of that. All right, so just take your time, think about it. Posting Instagram and all that, who will buy this product, find out about how much people will buy it. I actually made this mistake with my first batch of eyeshadow palettes. I wasn't getting a couple orders for like a few weeks, and I was so nervous. I started to pray on it, and then I was like, I don't want these to expire. I want the people to get them. They don't. It takes a long time for them. It takes a long time for them to expire. But then again, I didn't want them just sitting in my house, you know. So I was just praying on it, and I started getting orders for my eyeshadow palette. So I would just say, don't order too much inventory, because it's not going to sell out right away, especially if you're a small business. Second, you should understand how will you be accepting those payments. For a website, you would need a debit card. You don't always want to accept cash, probably in your local neighborhood, but then again, that can even be tricky because people find out you got a little business and they automatically assume you got money. And you don't want to just be approaching anybody trying to do cash sale trades, because God forbid anything could happen because they assume you got money when in reality you really don't got that much. Have other payment methods other than cash. You should have your own debit card. If you share with your parent, then you're most likely at a younger age where you can't have a debit card yet. That's okay, but if you're actually on a legal age to where you're able to get a debit card, get your own debit card. You just need to keep account of all your money and how much you're spending. That's a part of being your own boss. You look at your money, it's all your responsibilities. You have to spend your own money. Thankfully, I had parents who helped me get started with my business because it's hard, but if you have to save up for the amount you need and more. Be sure to always have more than what you need, because it's always going to turn out you need more than what you originally thought it was going to cost. Lastly, I would say make a separate social media account for just your business. You shouldn't be you could promote your business on your personal page. Like, of course, promote your business anywhere. Like me, my personal page is ti.asiaax on Instagram, and my business page is lowtigerxxv. So you don't want to combine it. Yeah, sometimes on my personal page, I'll promote my products just to be sure I get out to everybody. My main page for my business will always be lowtigerxxv, and I make sure to not overcrowd my business stuff with my personal. You want to keep a balance, because people are following your personal page for that reason. People are following your business page for that reason. You don't always want to put personal pictures that you will put on your personal page on your business page, because people's not really, if people wanted to follow your personal page, they would have followed your personal page, but no, they're following your business page. I hope y'all catching on. You just want to keep it balanced. You just want to keep it balanced and keep two different pages, because people that will cause people to unfollow if they see too much of something that's out of their niche. They will if they see something that's out of their niche, which is, it might be too much pictures of me on my business page, they might unfollow. Why? Because they didn't follow to keep seeing pictures of me. If they wanted to keep seeing pictures of me, they would have followed my personal page. But they wanted to see more of business tips and more of my products, not really of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving an example. But that is all I can say for you guys. If I come across anything, I will probably make a part 2. I don't think I need to make a part 2 because I came across everything, I believe. If you have any questions about anything, be sure to leave them in the comments. I will try to answer you guys the best way I can if I know. I haven't been in my businesses for that long, but I have been in for quite some time, so I know a couple things. And yeah, be sure to leave it in the comments. I love you guys, and like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, comment what you want to see, and be sure to follow me on all my social medias, my TikTok as well. I make videos on my TikTok. And be sure to go check out how I did this makeup look. It should be the video right before this, if anything. But yeah, go check that out to see how I did it, plus a story time. Let you guys get to know me a little bit better. I love you guys, and I will see y'all in my next video. Love, peace, and blessings.